Your F-150 just crossed 100,000 miles. And did you know that is the exact moment Ford stops paying and you start? The powertrain warranty is gone. Whatever has been quietly building inside your engine and transmission is now entirely your financial problem. For some owners, 100,000 is barely midlife. For others, they are about to learn that the $6,000 repair sitting in front of them was inevitable from the factory floor, hidden behind warranty coverage until right now. I went through the failure data on every modern F-150 generation to map which years walk out of warranty healthy and which years hand you a bill. 5 years are going to cost you. 3 are going to run forever. Which side your truck is on depends entirely on when it was built. Avoid after 100,000, 2004 through 2008, the generation that was already failing. If your F-150 is a 2004 through 2008 with 6 figures on the odometer, the data says something specific about what is waiting for you. Your engine is the 5.4-liter Triton 3-valve V8, the one Ford redesigned with 2 decisions that combined to create one of the most expensive reliability disasters in truck history. Your 2-piece spark plugs were designed to break at removal. Ford's 100,000-mile replacement interval was the moment those shells dropped into your cylinder head, $300 to $600 per cylinder to extract, $1,200 to $1,500 minimum just for your maintenance event. Your cam phasers on these engines run $2,000 to $5,500 depending on how long you waited. Here is where it gets interesting. The 2004 alone generated 2,400 NHTSA complaints and 16 recalls. Most 2006 F-150s did not reach 150,000 miles without significant mechanical failure. If you are looking at one of these trucks at 100,000 and the price is unusually low, you are finding out what the previous owner learned the hard way. Avoid after 100,000, 2011 through 2013, the first-gen EcoBoost time bomb. The first-generation 3.5-liter EcoBoost was revolutionary in 2011. It was also an engine with a single long primary timing chain that stretched under sustained use. And by the time your 2011 through 2013 EcoBoost hits 100,000 miles, that stretch is not a future concern. It is your current one. Your Gen 1 3.5-liter uses one primary chain looping around both camshafts. As it stretches past what the tensioner can control, you get your cold start rattle. Full timing replacement, $2,000 to $4,500. Your truck also carries carbon buildup on the intake valves from direct injection, a cleaning that runs $600 to $900 and needs to happen every 50,000 miles to prevent your misfires and performance loss. And it gets worse at 100,000 specifically. Your coolant T-fitting O-rings dry out and fail at age. They look exactly like a water pump failure, but cost $40 in parts instead of $400 in labor. A 2011 with 95,000 miles and a cold start rattle needs $3,000 to $6,000 in timing work before you can trust it on a grade with a load. That is not a minor service. That is the bill your 100,000 odometer reading was hiding. Avoid after 100,000, 2015 through 2017, 3 problems arriving at the same mile marker. The 2015 through 2017 generation is where multiple failure modes from multiple systems converge at almost exactly 100,000. And if your truck is approaching that mark, you are reading this at the right time. Your 2017 launched the 10-speed transmission, and the early 10 R80 generated more technical service bulletins in its first 2 years than any Ford automatic transmission in a decade. Your 2017 at 100,000 miles may be carrying years of accumulated transmission wear without a single fluid service, because Ford's printed interval of 150,000 miles has nothing to do with what your transmission actually needs. Stay with me, because your engine story is more expensive. The 2015 through 2016 2.7-liter EcoBoost had an RTV-sealed plastic oil pan that cannot be properly degreased. Oil pan leaks come back after every repair attempt. Trucks built April 2016 to January 2017 had valve guide wear burning oil internally with no external leak, just disappearing oil and fouled plugs. Your 3.5-liter EcoBoost in the 2017 through 2020 generation carries the cam phaser defect that Ford's own customer satisfaction program confirmed. That program expired January 1, 2023. Your 2017 at 100,000 miles pays full freight. The job, $3,200 to $6,200. Your aluminum body corrosion from dissimilar metal contact at steel fasteners begins appearing right around your 100,000 mark, $500 to $2,000 per panel, often denied as cosmetic. 3 expensive systems, 1 mileage, your truck. Avoid after 100,000 at 2018 with the 5.0-liter Coyote, the specific combination to walk away from. The 2018 was a split year. The 2018 with the 2.7-liter EcoBoost is a reasonable truck. The 2018 with the 5.0-liter Coyote is a different calculation, the single worst year for high-mileage 5.0-liter ownership in the engine family's history. Your 2018 5.0 switched from cast-iron cylinder sleeves to plasma-transferred wire arc spray on-bore liners. In 2018 specifically, the 5.0 produced the highest documented oil consumption complaints of any F-150 year, some owners losing 1 to 3 quarts per 1,000 miles with no external leak. Your PTWA walls cannot be rebored when they score. Your repair is a new short block. Your 2018 10R80 also carries the original CDF clutch drum design, the bushing that walks out of position and destroys hydraulic pressure to half your transmission. Ford updated the CDF drum in late 2022. Your 2018 has the original. This is where most people get it completely wrong. They see the 5.0 liter's general reliability reputation, which is earned, and assume the 2018 shares it. The 5.0 family routinely reaches 250,000 to 300,000 miles. The 2018 5.0 is the documented outlier. If you are looking at one, ask for warranty documentation on the oil consumption. No documentation. Price that truck to include a short block. Avoid after 100,000 2021 PowerBoost, specifically. The standard 2021 with the 5.0 or 2.7-liter EcoBoost is a reasonable high-mileage choice. The 2021 PowerBoost Hybrid is a different truck, and Consumer Reports gave it the lowest reliability score of any vehicle they tested for 3 consecutive years. 4 out of 100 in 2022, 7 out of 100 in 2023, 19 out of 100 in 2024. But don't stop there, because the real problem with your PowerBoost at 100,000 is the unknown, not the documented. Your PowerBoost's 35 kilowatt electric motor integration, high voltage battery, and dual drivetrain complexity are entering a service window where almost no real-world high-mileage data exists. The standard F-150 powertrain is backed by decades of documented behavior at 100,000, 150,000, and 200,000. Your PowerBoost at 100,000 is territory most owners have not yet mapped, and you are absorbing the uncertainty of a first-generation hybrid system with no warranty left. If your 2021 is a PowerBoost approaching 100,000, document its condition thoroughly before that warranty window closes. Never quit 2009 with the correct engine. If you want a high-mileage F-150 that will not surprise you with a $5,000 repair bill, the 2009 with the 5.4-liter or the 4.6-liter V8 is your starting point. The 2009 was Ford's complete redesign after the 2004 to 2008 disaster. 300 NHTSA complaints versus 2,400 for the 2004. 2 recalls versus 16. Consumer Reports, very good. Your 5.4-liter in the 2009 is identifiable by brown coil boots on the spark plug assembly, the corrected design that ended the ejection problem, documented routinely reaching 200,000 miles without major failure. Current market, $11,000 to $22,000. For a working truck that will not bill you every time you hit a milestone, the 2009 with the right engine is the best value per dollar in the F-150 lineup. Never quit 2014 with the 5.0-liter Coyote. The 2014 earns its reputation specifically because of what it is not. It is not the first year of anything. It is the last year of the 13th generation steel body, sorted, mature, carrying every correction Ford had accumulated over 3 model years. It has the lowest complaint volume of any year in the 2011 to 2015 generation, 180 complaints. Your 5.0-liter Coyote in a 2014 is naturally aspirated, no turbocharger complexity, No Gen 3 plasma-sprayed cylinder walls, no direct injection carbon issues, no first-gen EcoBoost timing chain problems. It routinely reaches 250,000 to 300,000 miles with oil changes and basic maintenance. No 10-speed transmission, no aluminum body. Your 2014 at 100,000 miles with documented service history has 100,000 to 200,000 miles of productive life ahead of it. That is not optimistic. That is what actual 2014 owner data shows. Never quit 2019 and 2020 with the 5.0 or the 2.7-liter EcoBoost Gen 2. Your 2019 and 2020 are the refined versions of every system that was problematic in 2015 to 2017. Your 10-speed received its hardware and software corrections by 2019. Your 2.7-liter EcoBoost moved to Gen 2 with port injection added, eliminating the valve carbon buildup problem. Documented turbo failure rate of 8%, the lowest of any turbocharged F-150 engine. Your 5.0 Coyote remained the most reliable engine in the lineup. The 2020 carries the highest combined reliability and value score of any used F-150 in the modern era. At 100,000 miles, your well-maintained 2019 or 2020 with the 5.0 V8 or the 2.7-liter Gen 2 is a truck in the middle of its productive life. Budget $30,000 to $45,000 for a used truck. This is where the data sends you. The difference between your truck running forever and your truck costing you everything after 100,000 is not luck. It is which generation Ford got right before they handed it to you. You now know exactly which is which, and more importantly, you know which side of that line your truck is on. Before you make any decision about buying or keeping a truck in any of these years, the inspection checklist that separates a healthy, high-mileage F-150 from a ticking clock is the next video. Watch that one first. Your decision is worth knowing what you are actually looking at.